Hello, my name is Jessie Marie, and I'm a contemporary romance author that writes about Black love in a small town called Hemingway. If you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're back for the second or third or fourth time, welcome back. And today I am doing the weekly newsletter. So let's get started. So this week's newsletter is basically what I call my Book Recs newsletter. So about midway through the month, I usually do at least one of my book recs of things that I've been reading or hearing about or what have you. So today's book rec, or this week's book rec, is called And Then Life Was Beautiful, and it's by Asia Monique. I briefly referenced it in my last newsletter because I was just starting to read it, and already I knew that it was going to be one that I recommended to you because man, that book had me in my feelings from the start. Another tangential book rec is Only for the Weak by Natasha Bishop. If you follow me on any platform, whether it be TikTok or Facebook or Instagram, you've heard me talk about this book before because Rome, the main male character in that, he is just the best. Anyway, let me tell you a little bit about And Then Life Was Beautiful because it took me a while to get through the book, admittedly, or a while in my world, which is like a week. It took me about a week or so to get through it, but only because the writing was just so beautiful. The characters were just so well written. And not only that, but there is no third act breakup. Now you might be asking, why does it matter that there's no third act breakup? And it doesn't necessarily, but it is one of the reasons why it took me so long to get through the book. As some of you may know, I struggle with anxiety every once in a while. It's chronic, but every once in a while I experience heightened anxiety. And one of the things that gets me going, one of the things that makes me anxious is anticipating that third act breakup. When I read a book that doesn't have a third act breakup, my mind automatically is still waiting for the other shoe to drop. And so with And Then Life Was Beautiful, the book, I was constantly waiting for that third act breakup. So spoiler alert, there's no third act breakup. So my mind was just waiting for that, and it never came. But in any case, like I was saying, some of the things that I really enjoyed about this book is that there was no third act breakup. So my little anxious heart was, mostly content. The main male character, August Hansen, he's one of a quadruplet. So he's the male quadruplet. I don't know if I'm using the right terms, but male quadruplet in the four, and he has three sisters. But in any case, August Hansen, he understood the assignment for sure. Not only does he treat Corey, who is the female main character, very, very well, but he also treats all of the women in his life very, very well, and the girls. He not just opens doors, but he really listens. You can tell that he's present for them. He cares for them. He makes sure that they're all right, that they get in okay whenever they have to go home or what have you. And his sisters don't always appreciate it, which I can totally attest to, being one of those women who I'm like, listen, I can take care of myself. You don't have to take care of me. So I get it. But they complain throughout the book, like, why do you have to wait until I'm in my car? Why do you have to wait until I'm in the house? Like, I'm fine. In August, he just reiterates, like, I'm just taking care of you, and that's just what I do. So you're just, you're gonna have to accept this love, basically. Another thing that I love about the character development in this book is Corey. I love her. Love her. She's not just a very strong female character. She's also a somewhat soft female character, and that could go either way, I've seen with certain readers. So if you don't like a soft black girl, then this probably isn't the book for you. But she is not just a strong independent character, but she's also very it's hard to explain without actually reading the book, but essentially she is soft-spoken and she feels her feelings, and August also helps her, allows her that space too, but she also has really good relationships with her family, and it's just a sight to see, and it was just such a breath of fresh air to have a character and characters, because August also experiences this too, but it was so nice to see and read characters who they are living a good life and have good relationships. It was just great. That's not to say that they didn't have their own struggles, because of course conflict moves the story along, and so there was conflict in the book, and their story is so messy. Just to give you a little teeny tiny bit of what I mean by messy. I mean, you can see it in the blurb itself, so this is not necessarily a spoiler, but this is a surprise baby romance, and that is not the only surprise that comes in this book, let me tell you. Another thing that I really loved about this book was how it handled grief and how it moves the characters through the grieving process. We really get to see what that looks like. I think it was really well done. I think Asia Monique did an awesome job with that, and I think it's something that it takes a lot to be well done, and so I really loved the way Asia Monique handled that for the characters and with the characters. I love how the characters talked about it. The people that they are grieving are not painted as terrible people. They're not painted as angels either, and I think that balance and the things that the characters struggle with was just really well done. And finally, just a note, if you struggle with content that has to do with grief or with loss, or with surprise pregnancies, or with contentious relationships with others, then I would take heed while reading this book. While it was very, very well done, I also think that it's the way it's written, because it's written so well and because you really feel what the characters are feeling as a reader. You should really especially take caution with this book. If grief is something that triggers you, or it activates your nervous system, or hearing conversations about it, I think you should really take heed, because it happens very early in the book, like in the first chapter. I was crying buckets. I am not necessarily triggered in the traditional sense of the word by grief or loss or anything like that, but again, Asia Monique, her writing's amazing, and so she really takes you into what the characters are experiencing, and I was like, this is not a book I should have started at 11 o'clock at night, let's just put it that way. Okay, so just a brief note about the other book that I talked about, Only for the Week by Natasha Bishop, one of my favorite books of 2023. One of my favorite book boyfriends is Rome. Favorite book boyfriend, top 10 of all time. I think I need to do a video about my top 10 book boyfriends of all time, but Rome is definitely in there. But just a brief aside, Only for the Week is a vacation romance. It's just top tier book boyfriend material. The characters are amazing. Definitely check that one out as well. I won't be doing a full review on that one in this video, but I might talk about it later, because again, if you follow me on any of the socials, you know I love this book. So I might have to make a video about it sometime in the future. Well, anyway, that's it for me for today, for this week. If you want the written version of my newsletter, definitely feel free to subscribe. The link will be in the description. If you loved my review of And Then Life Was Beautiful by Asia Monique, definitely check it out on Amazon. It's available on Kindle Unlimited, which is how I read it, but it's also available for purchase, so make sure to check that out. Definitely check out Only for the Week, and that one is by Natasha Bishop. It's also on Amazon. I believe it's in Kindle Unlimited. If it is in Kindle Unlimited, I will include the link in the description, but even if it's not on Kindle Unlimited, I will still include the link so that you have that. But in any case, thank you again for being here, and cheers. Talk to you soon. Bye.